Hello, everyone. We're back. It's me and Bert again, topicless almost because we suck at this.
Yeah, we're professionals.
Still abandoned. Gave him his mic, but he didn't even answer the text I sent. So, what can you do?
Yeah. So, how have you been?
Epic actually. I started playing Killing Floor 2. I think I told you that last time. I've been grinding through the achievements for the last couple months, and I've finished all of them except for one.
Yes.
Because it's a win a versus mode, and no one plays that, so I couldn't even find a match.
Speaking of, I just double checked everything, and I don't have it installed. But
that's rough. I can probably find someone else to do it. The thing that's tragic is it'll literally take like 5 minutes. I just need someone to load into a versus game with me and then me to win. I would do it normally, but it's literally impossible. Like, I could not find a game.
That's tragic. I've had a brutal past couple of days just because of my classes and the end of semester. So all my projects are starting to be due now. Are you familiar with Selenium at all?
I know of it. I don't. That's about it.
So, just for some context, it's a way to use like Java to interact with websites. So, like, if you're using like a website, sometimes you see the captchas pop up for like make sure you're not a bot. I've been making bots to interact with websites.
Oh, and they don't want you to be a bot.
Yeah. And we had a project where we had to pick a website and test different features of the website.
Okay.
And I chose Publix.com. And my specific part was testing the pharmacy and like its various features and the shopping list features.
Sure.
I spent like on Saturday 9 hours trying to get all the code to work. And
that's
then
awesome.
Last night, because we have to have a record, because we have to present today, and we needed a video of all of our different tests running without any interruptions, and they all had to like actually be successful. So last night, because of my group members, they didn't actually start theirs until like the last absolute minute.
Classic.
And one of them just completely like had it wrong, but I didn't care enough to like fix it, so I just implemented it, and I'm like, I'll let their grade figure it out.
Right.
I spent probably 4.5 hours just pressing like run the code and just praying to the tech gods that it would work, but it would like not because of the internet here. Because with the the way it like works is that if a web page takes too long to load, it fails. And I have really bad internet here. So from midnight to, I promise you, like around 4:10 a.m., I was hitting play, waiting 7 minutes because it took about 10 minutes for every test to run. So I would wait like 7 minutes, then a test would fail. So I'd have to stop the video recording, delete the file, and then restart the test and the recording.
Yeah, that reminds me of my final project in college. We did a game in Unreal, and when we were creating the installer and like the actual build and stuff, it was the most toxic thing ever. We literally took turns doing it because it was so awful, because you'd set it to run and it would take like 10 hours to like create the build. And during that time, your entire PC would not be usable because it just would take up every single resource. And then if you went to watch a YouTube video, it would crash and you'd have to restart. So you would just have to lose your PC for like 10 hours.
That's terrible.
And then sometimes, luckily this wasn't common, but every once in a while, it would fail like 8 hours in. You'd have to restart.
Yep.
So that's just something that reminded me of, because I'm like, wow, I remember making those builds and it was like, is it my build turn? No, I don't get to use my PC all day.
Yeah. God, it was so annoying, and it's so finicky, and especially because the way the website is made, it like changes its layout. So like unique identifiers aren't actually unique because they will change from session to session.
Well, they're still unique, aren't they? They're just not. They're not
consistently.
They're
unique.
Useless, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just not accurate. They're not. What's the word?
Like if you were gonna, so like the way the code works is that you use like an ID to specify a button you want to click. But the problem is that the ID changes every time.
Right.
Or periodically, not even every time. Like sometimes it will be the same ID and then sometimes it will change. Mm-hmm. So you can't actually use like the ID to locate it. And then
that's
the other way you can locate it, if you have a different resolution screen, it's different because it will add it'll just change the path of the location because of the resolution differences.
That is rough.
So you have to make sure you run the same tests on the same size screen every time.
You want to know a funny story that I had today?
Sure. Can I have another funny thing?
Mine's not as bad as yours, but it was toxic. So I have this like Visual Studio Nougat package for like creating data into PDF files. It helps with that.
Yeah.
And I've had it for like, I don't know, months, almost a year now or something, and it's been working fine. And I guess they updated it and they changed one of the locations of their variables for the bold text type.
Oh no.
To a different name. And I don't know why it didn't. Maybe it was supposed to and it just didn't do it, but it didn't change everywhere I was using bold. It didn't, instead of it being, I think it's like, I don't remember the exact thing, but it's like texts this, or it's like, I'm just going to make something up. It's like text.bold. Now it needs to be textex.bold. And it took me forever to even realize what was going on. I was like, why are all of my bold things not working?
That's toxic.
Yeah. It was a weird one. Because that kind of stuff, like, first of all, that's stupid to change the name location that you store it.
Yeah.
And second, that is a thing that is supposed to just change on its own. I think something happened that it just didn't change. I don't know why it didn't, but that was annoying.
Yeah, I can see that. So then,
and it's not even like a complicated thing, you know, like it's not like a logic problem or anything.
Just a naming error.
One day it just stopped work, and it wasn't even my error. It worked for like a year and then stopped.
It's like when you go to sleep with everything working, and then you wake up the next morning and it just isn't for some reason.
Yeah, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah. So going back to last night. In the process, so part of the thing is that we needed to have a video recording of it working. Our professor did not want us to execute the code in class because of how bad the school's internet is.
But you're still using school internet to run it out of class.
I know, but it's on my own time, so it's different.
That's rough.
So it took probably 30 tests, 30 tries to get a successful run. And then when I finally got the run, I was so hyped, and I went back to watch the video, and I realized the entire time it was recording the wrong screen.
Ooh, unlucky.
So I then had to delete that video and then try it another 15 times to get it to finally record everything properly.
That's so lame.
I didn't get to go to bed until 5 o'clock.
Classic you. Hey, if it makes you feel any better, I've been going to bed at 5 o'clock most nights too, but mine's because gaming is back from the dead and I've just been playing so much Killing Floor.
No, my normal bedtime is midnight, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, that's kind of what I usually shoot for, but then I accidentally go to 2, 3. But I'm telling you, Killing Floor is back. I've now like been playing enough. I only really have been playing Hell on Earth difficulty and usually short waves, and like I guess most people play Suicidal in that game. That's like where the majority of the community is, which is a difficulty less. So it's like I pretty much know like every single person that plays Hell on Earth short now in Killing Floor, and I see them pretty much every day, and I know the ones that are worth talking to, and a lot of them use voice chat, so it's pretty cool. It's like not the same as it, but it gives me the 360 vibes, you know, like when you just hop in a game and everyone would be like, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah, that is pretty fun.
So it's been kind of cool.
I see the appeal in that.
It's funny too, because I add like the ones that I actually think are good at the game and aren't annoying, because there's a lot of really weirdos that I'll play with, but I'll just be like, yep, okay, I don't need to hear about whatever the hell you're talking about, dude. I don't like you like that. Like, I'm just talking about the game. I don't need to hear about your life.
Like, we're just here we're just here to do a job, sort of.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll talk to you about the game, what guns are good, you know, funny things that happen in game, but I don't really care about your life. But yeah, I think it's cool. Anyway, so as I was saying, I've added some people. I think I had like 3 or 4 people that I actually think are good. And it's funny because then like in my Steam, that's funny. I just got a message from one of them asking me to play, I guess because I'm online. But
their ears
anyways, I guess. What's that?
Their ears must be burning.
Yeah, right. So I added them, and then in like the Steam activity thing, it's so funny. I remember the day I added them, the next day I was like looking at it, and it was just like completely taken over by Killing Floor achievements by like all these different people. Like literally I had to scroll for a while to get through them. And I don't know what I guess it makes sense because Killing Floor 2 is an older game, and even in its prime, it wasn't like a mainstream game. But like, these people are freaking obsessed with this game. Like, I play it a lot. Like, a lot. I put in pretty much all of my free time into this game right now. And I have the least hours of these people that I play with. And I'm like, how do you guys even... It's never happened to me. In every friend group I've ever had, I've always been able to be like the one that put in the most hours because I just don't sleep.
Yeah.
But how do they like, this guy has 160 something hours in the last 2 weeks. I'm like, how do you, that's all of them. That's every hour.
He doesn't even work.
It's just like, how do you, it's crazy.
Like,
I've never been the least one. I don't know, man, but I mean, he's cool, actually. I like playing with him, but it just, like, it's never happened to me before. I've always been the one that people are like, holy shit, you put in 80 hours? I'm like, yeah, I mean, I just stay up late is how I do it, but now I'm staying up till 5. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm getting off. I usually am not the person to be like, I'm getting off. Usually I get off when everyone gets off, but
yeah,
these people don't get off.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, so then I'm like, all right, see you guys, I'm going to bed. I go to bed, wake up in the morning, look at my PC, they're still fucking gaming. At the moment I wake up, I'm like, holy shit. There's no way.
You just built it.
It's funny, I was talking to the guy about that the other day. I'm like, yeah, bro, like, went to bed, you're still on, that's wild. He's like, yeah, I haven't slept in like 3 days, but probably gonna pass out pretty soon here, so I'll see you guys in a couple days.
I wonder, like,
wow, that's crazy.
How that works.
They're probably high as shit on something, and that's how they do it. That would be my guess.
That's insane to me, though.
Yeah, like I've pulled all-nighters, but I think like the longest I've ever stayed up is like maybe a day and a half, you know, like 30-ish hours, somewhere around there. And that's not like consistent either.
The longest I stayed up uninterrupted was like 37 hours.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, somewhere in the 30s, right? But then you do that
But then I slept.
Like, you're not doing that back to back either. It's not like you don't stay up 30 hours, go to sleep, then stay up for another 30 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Like, I stay up. I stay up for 30 hours, sleep for 12 hours. I'm awake for another 8, and then go back to sleep for whatever.
Yeah, like, my schedule's bad. I'll admit it. I literally stay up every single night. But I don't know. I don't know how, like, to me, it's just like there are not those hours aren't. How does it happen? 100+ hours in 2 weeks is insane. Nearly 200, honestly.
Yeah, do you think they just idle in the menu at all?
Well, the thing is, every time I see him, like, obviously I just look
like leave the
occasionally, but like he's always fucking playing
a lot.
Maybe, I don't know.
Like, he just passes out on the menu and leaves the game open.
I don't know. I guess that's possible, but even then, like, I do always see them playing and like in matches and stuff. So it's like they definitely do play more than me, which is kind of crazy still.
Yeah, no, I'm not like saying that it's not real, but that is pretty funny.
It is wild. And luckily and then I look at like their Steam hours, and like half of them have played less than me overall. So like, I guess they started later, but when you're putting in those kind of hours, it's like, holy shit, how do you only have 200 hours?
It's only a matter of
You've
time.
been playing this game for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's next? What's the next thing you wanted to talk about?
Did you see the Minecraft movie?
So, Bert, I'm sure you've heard the popular meme of what's going on in Minecraft movies.
Absolute pandemonium.
It's impossible to see that movie. Every theater fucking shuts them down. I literally can't go.
That's insane to me. Can I give you a bit of my story? So did you
get chicken jockeyed?
No. So I saw it Thursday. Like, and it came out Friday. Like, officially. So it
was before the meme.
Yeah, exactly. I was able to dodge the meme. But like, even though I dodged the meme, my theater was pretty hype. Like, regardless of the meme, they were still like cheering. It reminded me of Endgame. It was such a fun experience.
I went, I think twice. Or one time I didn't go, but I like tried to get it on the app, and there was like this huge thing where they're like, no, you can't come. I was like, what? And then one time I went, and there was just people all over the movie theater just throwing shit.
That's insane.
And I was like, what the hell? I didn't even want to go at that point.
No, I do not blame you. I wouldn't want to go see it if it was like that. That's a shame too.
I imagine if I would have gone inside, like, I couldn't imagine if I went into the movie, you know, like,
it wouldn't even be worth
like, say chicken jockey. I imagine people just tackle each other. And
did you see that there was like a fire at one of the theaters?
Did you see the one where someone snuck in a live chicken?
Yes.
It's crazy. I honestly think this is going to be kind of hypocritical, because I've always said trailer jokes are not funny. I think it's kind of funny, but the reason it's not funny is because it's in a public movie theater. It would be funny if people did it at home.
I completely agree. The way people are acting in public is not acceptable at all.
Yeah, but the meme itself is hilarious. I just wish they did that in their own home.
I'd agree 100%.
Because like, it looks hilarious when people get super hyped about it. But then the first thing I'm thinking is, damn, I'd hate to work there.
Yeah, no, I think I got like the perfect experience of it, because I was able to get the hype of the theater, but like none of the actual meme. Like, it was just pure like hype. Because when I went to see it,
yeah,
I had like creeper like legs, like tube socks that I wore, and I had a Minecraft shirt that I wore, and everyone at the theater like said something to me about it.
I should go in my creeper head that I have from years ago.
No, 100%.
But I've heard that overall the movie's like okay, definitely more childish than I will probably like, is what I'm mostly hearing. But like, it's whatever. It's just kind of one of those kid movies that's obviously a kid movie, is what I'm hearing. Haven't seen it.
You want me to share my opinion or keep it to myself?
Save it, because I do eventually want to see it, but I have to wait for this shit to die down, because I don't think it's possible right now to see this and not just hate it because of the experience.
Yeah, no, you almost like, at this point, it's almost worth waiting for it to come out online somewhere to rent it.
Did you see even Jack Black came out and he's like, guys, stop chicken jockeying?
Yeah, but it's just like, it's just straight lunacy. Like, there's no...
okay, so for anyone, let's explain it, because if you guys don't know, which I'm pretty sure anyone knows, the Minecraft movie, big hit, mostly because people think it's ridiculous, so it's funny that it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, not because it's an actual, like, god tier movie or anything, but it's watchable, and... Yeah, it's watchable, and it's
fun.
Like, stupid funny.
Yes.
So... people are going into literal riots in the movie theater when Jack Black says chicken jockey, and they start throwing shit, tackling things, jumping on people, stealing each other's food, sneaking chickens into the movie theater, beating the shit out of each other. And the one thing I always think of, for anyone who knows this reference, in Avatar: The Last Airbender Kyoshi Island episode, that guy, I think he comes back in season 3, that guy that when he sees Aang starts foaming at the mouth and just passes out.
Yes.
That's what it reminds me of.
No, it's totally like that. People see the chicken jockey,
freaking out,
and everyone just starts foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, it's like it just unlocks people's animal and they just start going crazy. It's movie theaters are shut it, like, apparently, like, all over the country people are able to finish the movie. Like, by the time they get to chicken jockey, the theater has to shut down the movie and clear out the whole place.
It's like an actual riot at that point.
Yeah, so like people are struggling to finish the movie, which is crazy. Like, there's probably more people that have seen the movie up to the point of chicken jockey than the full movie.
I know. I feel so honored, dude. Like, I got to see the whole experience without it getting fucking canceled. So, and from my experience, when you try and go to the theater, they're literally like giving you a briefing on your way in. They're like, you can't do this, please don't. And you're buying popcorn and they're like questioning you like you're gonna eat that. Yeah. This is not gonna go on the floor, right? This is gonna go in your mouth.
Not that they can really do anything, but they're just trying to make you feel bad, because hoping it stops you, but it's not stopping people. I'm guessing they probably have gotten a little better at finding out when people have chicken. How did someone sneak a chicken in? That's crazy.
That's pretty wild. So, you know, the future training videos are going to be quite funny because of this experience.
Yeah. But like, what's a big shame about that too is that since it's a kids movie, that's super unsafe.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't, like, as a parent, I would not even think about bringing my kid to the theater right now.
Yeah, unless I, like, know of a theater that's usually pretty dead, I would not take my kid to see Minecraft, unless I'm like, all right, I'm pretty sure there won't be that many people in this theater.
And, you know, we're going to go scope it out the day before to make sure there's not a lot of people.
Yeah, because people are chicken jockeying all over the place. Look it up online. It is kind of funny. But do it at home, please. Yeah, like, I guess it's not on DVD, but you know, it's just an unfortunate situation.
I really feel like after like COVID times, a lot of movie theater etiquette just went out the window for people.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. When we, not just me and you, but like a lot of movies that I've gone to in the last few years, pretty much since we started the pod and we've started going to the movies more, I've like always had some toxic ass shit happen to me. I feel like there's always someone annoying as shit, more than just your normal person on a phone, which is already annoying. But like, you remember the Wonka, those loud ass people, the rats too. It's just crazy. And now the chicken jockey things, that could probably start, you know, a whole new thing. There's just riots at theaters now. That's how it is.
And it kind of stinks, though, because it just ruins the movie almost.
Not only that, but then you have someone like me, right? So like maybe I got unlucky, maybe it was a bad day, but now I just don't even look. Like I don't even look to go to Minecraft now because it's
of
like
your experience.
Do I really want to go fucking
deal with that?
Not really.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Like if my theater was like that, I would have left.
And it's like, what do you do, right? You're sitting there watching the movie. Everyone starts yelling and throwing shit. You're getting hit in the head with buckets. Someone throws your popcorn all over the place. And it's like, what would I do? I'd probably just walk out. Like,
yeah.
Go like, what would I do? I'm not going to get mad at this guy because I know, you know, if you start making a scene that there's this whole angry mob of chicken jockeys that will side with the guy that threw your popcorn. And I'm not trying to be beat up by a gang.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's 15. There's 100 of them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Man, I hope you get to see it at some point. Because
if I don't manage in theaters, I'll watch it when it comes on some kind of streaming. Because I wanted to see it, but there's just riots out there. You can't see it.
Yeah, especially because one thing I do want to say is I played the game as a young kid, right? And a lot of the things that they referenced in that movie were things I did as a kid. So it was definitely a nostalgia factor watching it. I don't want to say specifics, but there was things that they referenced in the movie that I was like, oh my god, I did this as a kid too. This totally makes sense.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know, but I feel some people will watch the movie and not they just won't understand that part of it. If that makes sense.
I mean, I played Minecraft. I was pretty young too. I must have been 11 or 12, and I consistently played it till I was probably 14, and then I did the classic every 2 years we play Minecraft. You know?
Yeah, I played it a lot. I remember playing on your laptop. That was the first time I ever played Minecraft. And then I got that laptop for Christmas and we played on Skype a lot.
Big Minecraft fan.
Yeah, and then I would play on my laptop a whole bunch. And I would use arrow keys and the trackpad to play the game.
I also did that. I don't know why I did that, but I guess because arrow keys just made sense to me, my Xbox brain.
Yeah, that and because cool math games use arrow keys. At least for me.
Oh, maybe that's why. Yeah, I think Happy Wheels does too.
A lot of internet games did. So I just defaulted to that.
That's crazy that we used to play Minecraft left-handed mouse. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I couldn't do that today. I've tried a couple times and it feels so wrong.
I might be able to on trackpad, but definitely not with an actual mouse.
Yeah. That movie was fun. I really enjoyed it. I wish you could...
Yeah, I hope the riots stop soon. So, the other big news that also involves people rioting. You've heard that?
Oh, wait. The Nintendo Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh. There's so many little things that I can't remember right now that I wanted to say about it. Did you see the button on the remote that you have to pay
I did.
Subscription for?
Yeah, let's start at the beginning. And the part that first of all, they put out a new video that was oh, here's all the new stuff. 1 second. I'm just looking up to double check some pricing.
Yeah, the pricing, man. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing, right? When they first went through it, I remember seeing they said the Switch 2 price, or they didn't. No, they didn't put any of the prices in the video. You had to go to a freaking website. They hid them all. Yeah. So here's the thing. The Switch price, $450, pretty much $44 and $449.99. I didn't think that was that bad. People were like, wow, the Switch 2 is too expensive. That's kind of what I was expecting, to be honest, was like $400 to $500. Like, it's not great, but that I didn't understand the complaints about that. However, the game one is, yeah, that one's insane.
Yeah,
you've seen the game one, right?
Yeah, no, I have. The thing with,
yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, though, recently in the last couple years in gaming, developers have trying to been saying like, hey, games have been 60 for a while, let's push it to 70, and they're like half and half these days. Like the assholes games are 70, some are still 60.
Yeah, the bigger games tend to be 70, and then every other game is 60.
So Nintendo puts out their thing for the Switch 2, also dumb name that it's just Switch 2, but whatever. And they put out their little thing showing like specifics of how it works and all this stuff. And everyone's like, actually, this is pretty good. The main complaints as far as the hardware itself was that it's not an OLED screen. So people are like, that's kind of lame. A 1080p handheld, though, that's pretty cool. That's not common.
And it goes up to 4K when it's docked.
Yeah, we'll see, though. We'll see how that runs.
In some games.
I kind of don't. Yeah, I kind of don't. Maybe 4K 30, you know?
Yeah, we have to wait and see.
But people were overall like, yeah, hardware, solid. It should be OLED, though, for $450, which kind of true. So then we get to the big controversy is Nintendo. Everyone's like, yeah, they'll probably do the $70 games too. They're like, nah, $90 if you want a physical game. And also, it's not a real physical game. It's a download link.
And it's not every game that's like that. It's whatever they do, like they arbitrarily decide to charge $90 for.
That's what they say. But here's the thing. Their exact thing that they said was pertaining to the new Mario Kart, which is priced at $80 for download and $90 for physical. Keep in mind, Nintendo, as a brand, and the people that play Nintendo games, they have the most physically collected media of gaming.
And now all their games won't be physical.
And the ones that are nearly $100.
Yeah, well, even then, they're not actually like, they're just a cartridge, which is just a key.
Yeah, that's true.
Art, but the box art. Like, you're paying for the box art, essentially.
Yeah. So then what someone asks them about that, and they're like, oh, well, we think this is what that game's worth, and we're going to be pricing our games based on what we think they're worth in terms of value. So they're either just lying because they're like, oh, we need to convince people that this Mario Kart's worth $80, which is kind of what I think it is, and everything's going to be $80. I think they're just lying there. I really do. They're like, no, Mario Kart isn't not worth $80. We're pricing games based on their worth. That's a fucking lie. Because if that's not a lie, like an actual Mario game is going to be like $150, you know?
Yeah. Like they can just, in theory, set whatever price they want for a game and be like, this is what we think it's worth.
Because if you use Mario Kart as a baseline, as Mario Kart is worth $80, then Breath of the Wild is worth 2 Mario Karts, you know? Like,
yeah.
That's crazy. People are like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, that's so expensive for Mario Kart, a game that, in my mind, should be $40.
Does that even include the DLC?
Probably not. I don't think there is any DLC. I don't know how Mario Kart works. I don't play Mario Kart, but
there's DLC.
Then probably not. DLC, what, $30?
Something like that.
So people are pissed about that. And then, to make things worse, they also showed off their little Switch tutorial. Like, welcome to the Switch. Welcome to the Switch 2.
Like the Astrobot for the PlayStation 5. Yeah.
Here's what this button does. Here's what that button does. This is a little mini game for that. And everyone's like, oh, okay. So that shows you. Yeah, that shows you how to use your Switch. And they're like, man, it's so cool looking. But they're charging for their tutorial on how to use your Switch. It's 10, I think.
Oh, 10.
But still, it should be free. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And then, did you see there was a post by Reggie, the old, he was the Nintendo guy previously. He retired. Reggie put out, like, it wasn't directly scheduled at this or like targeted at this, but it was pretty clear. He retweeted something about the past where he's like, I remember when I had to argue for days with them to include Wii Sports on the Wii as a free add-on. Basically meaning, like, look how they don't give a shit now that I'm not there. Yeah.
Showing that he actually cared, at least somewhat, about the consumer.
And Wii Sports was an actual real game, not a tutorial.
Yeah, Wii Sports was awesome, too.
Yeah. And that was just included with every Wii. Now you need to pay $450 for a Switch. If you want to know how to use it, you got to pay another $10 for the tutorial. And then if you want Mario Kart, you gotta pay another $90. And then that's the other thing. Nintendo has made their own Discord-ish type thing for voice chat, which you need a subscription to. And you know what's even more toxic about this?
What?
I don't know if you know the specifics, but the freaking voice chat subscription is a different subscription from the online.
Is it actually? I thought it was the same.
No, they're different.
That's so dumb. Did you see in the keynote video of them showing off the like the video streaming and things, that in their actual like advertisement, the video streaming was laggy?
Yeah, for the like camera thing.
No, for the live stream of the gameplay.
Oh, no then. I remember seeing one where they were doing the voice chat thing and it wasn't working.
No, there was one where they were streaming the gameplay of like Mario Kart, like you would do in Discord, and it was super choppy and almost unwatchable, or pretty much unwatchable.
But to me, this is, well, the most insane part is charging for the tutorial. But the second most insane part to me is that voice chat is a separate subscription from online.
Yeah, even Xbox doesn't do that with Microsoft.
Yeah, like imagine you freaking pay for Xbox Live and then you have to pay again for party chat. Like, that's crazy. And then, so they've made a console that is, in some opinions, too expensive. I would say it's slightly too expensive, but it's passable. But then on top of that, they're probably going to raise the price of games in the entire industry to $80 to $90. They are charging you 2 subscriptions to play online and talk to your friends, 2 separate subscriptions. A button on your controller won't work unless you have that second subscription, because it's the freaking like voice chat party little Discord button. And the tutorial to your console is also locked down. So let's say you want to get a Nintendo Switch 2, Mario Kart, play with your friends, have a little tutorial on the Switch before you play.
Learn how to use all the features of the console.
Yeah, so you get the Switch, you learn how to use it, you play Mario Kart, and you do it with your friends. You need $450 for the Switch. You need $10 for the Nintendo Online. I don't know the price of the voice chat thing. I imagine it would probably be less than 10, maybe 5 to 10, I'm thinking. We'll go with 5, we'll give them the low one.
You'd hope.
So then, yeah, so you're at $450, $460, $465. You throw in another $90 for freaking Mario Kart. Then you throw in another $10 for the tutorial. So $475, $90. What's that? $465 or $565? $565 to get playing Mario Kart with your friends.
Yeah, like a lot of people online are like at that price point, they're just being like, buy a Steam Deck.
Well, also, you're a big Nintendo fan. You get the Switch, right? Use Discord. Like, don't use their thing.
Yeah,
it's gonna be worse than Discord.
It's like a worse Discord.
Yeah, it's a worse freaking even than Xbox app chat, and that thing sucks.
I'd rather use, what was that live streaming service they had? Like Mix or something?
Oh, Mixer.
I'd rather use Mixer than the Nintendo Switch thing.
It sucks because Nintendo games are good, but $90? Nah. And they never go on sale, so that doesn't help.
And they never get price reductions, ever.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, Pokemon game that came out when I was 5 still costs $60.
They actually go up in price sometimes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like, is it the end of Nintendo? Probably not, because people are obsessed with Nintendo games. But
I feel like this might be like a little Wii U experience for them.
I just think that
because I personally
to
probably won't buy a Switch 2.
I definitely won't. And the reason is the game price, really. Like, I would get a Switch 2 because I really like I was going to, and I probably still would at $450 because I like to play Mario, and there's probably going to be a new Mario soon. I like to play Mario Party, but like I would not pay $80 for Mario Party. That's crazy.
Yeah, but did you see what they said? If you can't afford the Switch 2, just buy a Switch 1.
Yeah, to get the Switch 1. Yeah, that's what they used to say about the Xbox One. They're like, we have the 360. It's crazy. It's unfortunate, but the biggest downside of this is that most likely games will be $80 now outside of Nintendo.
Yeah,
once like
a terrible
Nintendo
standard.
starts putting out more games and it's like more common.
Yeah. It took how many years for games to go from 60 to 70 compared to from 70 to 80?
Probably more, even.
It took like at least 10 more than 10 years for games to rise.
I think
from
the
60
argument
to 70,
is stupid too,
and then less
because
than 5
like
for it to go from 70 to 80.
It didn't even finish going to 70 and now it's going to 80.
Yeah.
But what's stupid too about like, because they always have the argument, it's like, oh, inflation or games are more expensive now. It's like, yes, true. That's true. I'll let you have that one. But you charge for so much other shit in games now.
Yeah,
so
you have so many microtransactions and DLCs.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
it's not a one-time transaction anymore.
Yeah, I would understand, oh, we need to make more money because the times have changed. But like, back then I was just paying $60 and I was playing the game. Now I'm paying $60 plus
$20 a month
$20
for the
battle pass plus loot boxes plus the DLC plus the game doesn't even work.
Yeah, and plus the game takes up 200 gigabytes of my storage.
It's like you're making 2 games money out of me per game because I have to buy all this shit just to make the game complete.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're going to say it's $80 and still have microtransactions. Nintendo doesn't have microtransactions. Yeah, do they? I don't know. I don't play much Nintendo. I play Mario and Mario Party, so.
Yeah,
I mean DLCs. DLCs I'm actually fine with, but I'm outside of Nintendo, I'm saying though, like it doesn't make sense. You're making more money because of other shit, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy. So last thing I got to move on from the Nintendo stuff is the Oblivion remake. Leaked some pictures today. Looks pretty good. Some nice screenshots. Looks nice. If you never played Oblivion, this might be the time. Word around the street is they're going to shadow drop it next week. Don't know if that's true. I kind of doubt it. I feel like that's a missed opportunity. Like that would generate so much hype.
Yeah.
People love Oblivion. If it's good.
Let me know.
Because I don't know if I'll play it, because I've played Oblivion a long time ago, and I like Oblivion a lot. But if it's like just a remaster of better textures, I don't really care.
I've never played it, so
if it's if it's something similar to like Halo 2 remaster, the Halo 2 Anniversary, that's a good one. That's a good remaster. I'll take it. I'll play that. Something of that level, I'll play.
If it's a Halo 1 remaster,
probably not. Yeah,
I get that.
So we'll see how it goes. If it comes out next week, I will watch for about a week to see what people say. And if they're like, yeah, it really makes it less janky and shit, I'll be like, all right, I'll try it. But if they're like, it's pretty much the same game, just looks
Better
a little
texture.
better,
Not
I'll
worth
pass.
it. Yeah.
Because I played the game, I know what it's like, and it is good, but it's a tough one to go back to.
I'm hoping it's probably better.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I really doubt the shadow drop thing, though. I mean, that'd be cool, but like, it just seems like a weird thing to
It would be a weird
not
play.
advertise.
I feel like they can make more money if they were getting really hype about it first.
Yeah, because it seems like it's kind of under the radar. Like, besides specifically Elder Scrolls fans, like, I feel like no one's really heard about these leaks and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that kind of wraps things up, so I guess we can sign out of here now.
Yeah, that's about it for me.
Cool. See ya.
See ya. Keep it salty.